Hi, welcome to the Urban Outdoorsman SoCal video. My name is Danny Milton, and today we're looking at the DJI Mavic 3 newest firmware update in January 2022. Okay, so last night while I was at work, sometime yesterday, DJI released the newest January update. Hopefully this is going to be the update that we were supposed to get a couple months ago, and we got half of it in December. Hopefully this is the other half. It's going to let us do, hopefully, pretty much everything that this drone is possible to do. So now that we have this new firmware, I'm going to be doing a bunch of testing. You know, I'm going to go through all of the master shots, the quick shots. I'm going to show you guys, you know, another video on how to do active track with these new settings. There's a bunch of new photo things that you can do, panoramas, burst shot, things like that. You can also use D-Log now. And with the D-Log, the newest part of that is that you can touch the little button and it will kind of color correct what you're seeing on your actual phone while you're flying. You know, flying a D-Log in the past, you had this really grayed out picture and it was kind of hard to tell if you were in focus or kind of what you were looking at, just depending on the landscape. So you guys, let me know down in the comments, what is the first or most important thing that you want me to test with these new features? Is it active track? Is it POI? Is it using the camera to take pictures, to do, you know, you can do the panoramas now, you can do the 180, you can do the sphere shots, all that kind of stuff. Let me know down in the comments what you want my next video to be about, and I'll try my best to take care of that. You know, when you have the drone up in the air and you're shooting in video now, you can zoom in 2 times without going into Explorer mode, which is kind of cool if you're trying to, you know, find a specific subject. They also added D-Log in Explorer mode. You know, I haven't used Explorer mode too much. Something else is the zoom camera. When you go into that Explorer mode, the image is supposed to be sharper. So I don't know if they just kind of added sharpening in part of the software, or if they did something to the camera to make the image clearer. And there's also a couple other features we're not gonna go over right now, just because I wanna try to keep this video as short as possible. So the thing I am hoping that they made improvements to is to active track. That's basically what I have this drone for. You know, I use it in a lot of my hiking and mountain bike videos. I have the drone up in the air just to give you kind of a different perspective and just to see, you know, and share with you guys some of these spectacular views here in Southern California, even out in Arizona when I was in Sedona with the drone, just so you can kind of feel, you know, get that shared feeling of just how amazing it is to be on a mountain bike out in nature and having fun. I have done a couple videos already with the previous firmware. You can click on those videos right there. I think it's right there. I did one on how to use active track. I did one on my mountain bike out on some local trails just to test active track to see how well it did. And I also did another video in my truck showing you guys how to use POI and Spotlight. The biggest problem I'm having, and a lot of people are having with active track, is that the drone is just way too close. You can't change the camera angle, so it's usually, you know, a certain distance off the ground looking down on the subject, and you can't really kind of get a scope of what all is around you because you can't see out in front. You can move the drone, you know, 360 degrees around you, but it's still so close that it's just not a great, you know, cinematic shot. And when I was tracking on my mountain bike, when I had the drone out in front of me, it would lose me almost every time because, you know, you're going back and forth, you're making sharp turns right and left at, you know, a faster pace, and the drone was just too close. It just couldn't keep up with those turns. Now when I had the drone out to the sides, it was doing a better job keeping up with me and not losing me quite as much. And then whenever the drone was directly behind me or at that, you know, like 7 o'clock or 5 o'clock position, it would stay locked onto me pretty much most of the time. There was, I think, one instance where it lost me just because we were going under a couple of tree canopies. Hopefully the drone is still behind me. It's kind of hard to tell. It's definitely sounds like it's farther away from me. because I can't really hear it. When I did my testing before the original firmware update back in December, the drone would be so close to me, it felt like it was in attack mode. It's still there following, increasing in elevation by itself. It should do all those things, increase in elevation, increase in speed. I believe, can't remember exactly what the top speed was. Having the drone track me in normal mode, I don't want to put it into sport mode. It will track faster in sport mode, but you know, we're riding around trees and bushes and that kind of stuff. Don't want to take the chance of it running into something. All right, top of the hill, doing good. Now we got the little downhill section here. Hopefully, are we good? Make it over the top. Yeah, we're good. All right, pick up a little speed here. Not crazy, not trying to break any records or anything. Just kind of want to establish a baseline for how well the drone is going to track. You know, now we're decreasing in elevation, so that's one more thing the drone has to do, is speed up and decrease the elevation. And we're locked on. All right, first test down, and we did it. So let's bring it in and try again. Okay, so the new firmware update did pretty good today. You know, I was able to do all of the quick shots, you know, the droney, the helix, that kind of stuff. Did a couple of shots using the master shots, which was available in the previous firmware update, but I still kind of like the master shots compared to the quick shots. The master shots does it all by itself, and you get a bunch of great little B-roll clips that, you know, most people may not know how to fly to get, you know, manually. The drone, I didn't do any recording in D-Log. I'm trying to just make this as quick as possible. We did a couple of active track tests going up and down the hill. I tried the drone in several different positions, you know, from behind me, from the right or left, and then one pass in the front of me. The drone did okay. I need to do more tests with it. You know, today was just really quick. I was definitely able to push the drone much farther away from me than I was with the previous firmware update, so that's good. I was able to adjust the height and it would stay at that height much better than in the previous firmware update. So those are two positives to take away with this new firmware update as far as active track goes. I'm going to be doing a lot more testing. You know, I just want to get this video out as quickly as I can, let you guys know that the new firmware update is working well. Let me know down in the comments what you want me to try or test next. I'm going to be doing several tests over the next couple of weeks. You know, I'm going to do more active track testing on my mountain bike, probably hiking in the park. I want to see how well it's going to do, you know, walking through a real thick area of trees. Probably also going to go out to the desert and have it tracking me in my truck as well, just to see, you know, what speeds we can push it to and how well it's going to do out there. I will be doing tutorials for all of the different modes, you know, master shots, quick shots, all the different active track modes, you know, active track, point of interest, and spotlight. Like I said, if there's anything else that you guys want me to test, or if you have any questions about this firmware update, or if you're having problems using your drone, you can't get it to track you, things like that, leave me comments down below. I usually respond to those questions within a day, 2 days at the most, usually right off the bat if I, you know, actually have my phone in my hand when I get the notification. So thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it. In case you're wondering why I've got this helmet on, is because we're doing today's test out on the mountain bike trails. Do all that fun stuff for me, please. Smash that like button, share, comment, subscribe. Definitely subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. That helps the algorithms and all that stuff. Hitting that like button helps get this video out to more people. Once you are subscribed, make sure you click that bell notification so you do get notified when I come out with new videos. I'm going to be doing several tests, like I said, with the Mavic 3, and I'm probably eventually going to do a side-by-side between the Mavic 3 and the Skydio 2. Last but not least, click one of the boxes in the corners. Want to take you to probably the Mavic playlist, the other to a favorite video, and you click the logo in the other corner, the Urban Outdoorsman SoCal logo, to subscribe. Thanks a lot.